Stampers, and thanks for joining me today. Today we are making the stinking cutest Kit Kat candies. These are snack-sized Kit Kats. I'm making the Grinch. Oh my gosh, don't you love the Grinch? He was on TV the other night. And his dog Max too. You have to love his dog. He's so cute. Reminds me of my beagle. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. And I've also included this super stinking cute tag. I had to put this tag on him. This tag is actually a free digital download on my blog. If you go to the Grinch address here or in the YouTube video description below, a list of all of these supplies are there, including the link to the free download for this tag. Check it out. It says, even naughty people deserve something nice. Oh, because his heart grew 10 sizes that day. There's good in all of us. And while I'm introing this video, huge thank you to all of you. The Stamp with Tami YouTube channel hit 2 million views this week. So unbelievably exciting. I can't even fathom that much. If I only had $1 for every view. Wouldn't that be nice? But in the meantime, thank you for making this so much fun and such a success. All right, let's get started. I just got a bag of these snack-sized Kit Kats. They've got like the 2 Kit Kats inside. It doesn't matter what candy you use though. You can just cut your cardstock to fit whatever candy bars you choose. The problem with this is not eating all the candy bars while you're making the project. Okay, this is my second bag of Kit Kats, just saying. You can leave these tags out if you want to, but I actually taped them underneath so the flap wasn't hanging out. I'm just sticking a little tape on the back of that, totally up to you. Real red cardstock wraps the Grinch. Crumb cake for Max. Taking a little bit of Stampin' Up! Sticky strip and just rolling a little piece out on the back of the Kit Kat. Peel off that protective backing. I made this 2.5 inches wide because that's the width of this particular candy bar. If you use a different candy bar, the width might vary, so your dimensions might be slightly different. Sticking this right to the back of the sticky strip. And then I'm just taking a bone folder, just like you do with the big candy bars, and just drawing a line at every fold to make it nice and crisp. And then when I get to the back, I'm just going to cut off the extra flap here. Your scissors or your paper cutter, whatever's handy. Then put a little sticky strip on that little flap, and that holds it down. So now we've got our little candy bar wrapped. Then you want to do the same thing in Crumb Cake for Max. Both Max and the Grinch were made using Stampin' Up's punches. And here's a list of all of the punches and the pieces from it that I used. You can also download this list and direct links to all of the cardstock and punches in my online store by either clicking on the link in the YouTube description or going to this URL. And now we'll start assembling. We'll start with our Grinch. We have this scallop square punch, and what I really want to do is just make the fluffy little edge of his hat with it. I found the easiest way to do this is to put a tiny little dab of adhesive or temporary adhesive on there so it's sticky and it'll stick to your finger. And then I'm going to slide it into the punch and just use that sticky part so it's stuck to my finger there to navigate it. So it looks just like this. And then punch it out. Ta-da! I'm going to stick that on the bottom of the hat. And then fold the hat at a little bit of diagonal. And a little white pom-pom. I had these left over from Easter bunnies that I had made earlier. You can check out the video on those. Stuck the pom-pom to a mini glue dot and just stuck that right on his hat. And then keeping these mini glue dots out, we'll go ahead and use them to stick the rest of our pieces together. Stick our hat right to it, that on top. Now when doing the inside of his eyes, I really folded that glue dot underneath so that it doesn't stick out. It's a little bit bigger than that tiny little dot from the cupcake punch. I'm actually just wiping his eyebrows right on the edge of my snail adhesive. And that goes right over his eyes. Now, it's up to you whether you want to make an angry Grinch or the Grinch after his heart has grown 10 sizes too big. The more angled his eyebrows are, the angrier he is. For his face, just drew this on here. His little nose, like 3 little scallops there. And then a straight line down. And I kind of did it a little bit squiggly because he's a cartoon. And that's how it is. It's not too perfect. And then the same across his mouth, a little squiggly there. Is that a word, squiggly? Might have to look that up. And 2 little hooks on the side. Oh, he's so cute. Grinches can be cute. There's your proof. I mentioned the Even Naughty People Deserve Something Nice tag that you can download for free on my blog. I actually printed out a whole sheet of these because my son and I have been making them. I am just cutting this out with scissors. True story. punch a hole in there. So I got a little piece of Stampin' Up! Linen thread here. And I'm just looping a knot in it. Maybe we'll put it through the tag first. Okay, we'll try that again. We'll put that through the tag. And then string our ends through to loop a knot in there. I want it to hang a little bit loose off the side of him, but I'm going to actually stick it to the back of his face. So you can put some kind of adhesive, snail, or mini glue dot on the back of his face. And then I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals for reinforcement, and that's how his face is actually going to stick onto our candy bar. And so he doesn't have these little hairs sticking out of his face. I'll just trim those off. And then he sticks right down. Couple of mini glue dots stick his little black buttons down. Now his hat flops. I kind of like it floppy. If you don't like it floppy, you can use a dimensional or a mini glue dot to secure it down so it stays. Love him! Okay, now for Max. Max the dog's face is actually the owl punch. And we're just going to cut off the ears, just kind of trim around the shape there, and cut off the feet. And that gives his head shape. Oh, it looks like I'm missing in my punch list 2 of the medium-sized circles from the owl punch and chocolate chip. We need that for the inside of his eyes. I'll make a note of it on my blog, so you don't have to write it down. So the brown in his eye goes towards the bottom. 1 little circle from the itty bitty punch, and I'm going to cut that in half from the crumb cake. And those are his eyelids. Next, the dog always has a kind of goofy, silly little face on. And then I actually am putting the mini glue dots on the back of his head for his ears. 1 on either side. And these are Blossom Punch petals. They also make good dog ears. So I drew his little face on. A couple of eyebrows. And he had a wrinkly little face. Little wrinkles over his nose, a couple of whiskers. And for his mouth, same thing, a little scraggly, but it was always like a little, he's always happy. I also put a little white in his eyes here from the white gel pen. His little chest, there's also from the Blossom Punch. You never know when you buy these Blossom Punches and Owl Punches what they're going to end up making. Crazy. Little dimensional on the back of his little head. His antler came from the bird punch. Yes, it's a true story. So we made this little leaf into an antler. Remember the Grinch gives him that little antler so he'll look like a reindeer when they go to steal all the gifts. So what I did was I squared off the leaves on the top and the side. So it looks more like an antler. And he only had 1, remember? He just stuck like a little bone on his head. Oh, poor Max. He was framed. Little cutie. And for our finishing touch on Max, the Grinch tied that little antler on his head. So I'm using some of Stampin' Up's Chocolate Baker's twine for his little tie. Just tied it right around there. Oh, so cute. And I just have to show off this collection that my 11-year-old is making. He's so sweet, sitting here singing his little Christmas carols, making these little gifts for everybody. It's such a fun project to do with your family. And they're just fun little goodies. And who doesn't love the Grinch? My favorite part is you're nasty, wasty skunk. You're totally going to be singing it now, aren't you? I got it stuck in your head. Remember me for that. Remember, all of these supplies are available in my online store, either at this address or in the YouTube link below. Have lots of fun this holiday season. Be sure to visit my blog for hundreds more ideas and tutorials and daily inspiration. And thank you for the 2 million views. Wow. Unbelievable. You guys are the best. Thanks for joining me today.